Welcome back. Coming up on today's program, 4 ways to prepare financially for a natural disaster. Financial disasters come in many forms, so they can be triggered by other disasters. Hurricanes, fires, floods, explosions, building subsidence, collapse, earthquakes. We're going to cover most of that today. But any disaster, more importantly, financially can stop your income, close or curtail your small business like we've seen in the pandemic, eliminate shelter, affect a regional economy and the security of that area. And that means hurting real estate values, employment, impacting you, your spouse, your life, illnesses, disability, childcare, schooling, your parents' caregiving, and your parents' employment. Plus the physical and digital infrastructure of the region, the social networks, and the relationships. Think about after Katrina, people had to move to Houston, Baton Rouge, and many other places around the country. And financial networks are often disrupted. So I've been involved in financial disaster preparation for a long time. You could say I helped write the book about it. With the National Endowment for Financial Education and the Red Cross, we formed a partnership that has lasted many years. And later, FEMA got involved and the AICPA and the AICPA Foundation. So I'm going to talk about some of the things we discovered researching and understanding this important area and the ideas that have survived tried and true through many types of disasters. And we'll have a link to that information and additional information in the comments section below. Welcome to What's Next with Money, a program that holds the promise of second chances, strategies for growth, and financial empowerment. Let's get started. Today we're talking about 4 ways to prepare financially for a natural disaster. Here's the first. Buy the right kind of insurance. What are the perils and dangers your home, apartment, and workplace face? Homeowners insurance. Critically important. Look for replacement cost insurance. Replacement cost insurance under the homeowners category. Same for condo or townhome insurance. And if you're renting, make sure you get renter's insurance. You might want to add a home office rider to your insurance policy if that is recommended by your insurance company. And look for state or federal, mostly state though, insurance pools. This is important for coastal properties and maybe in the future in fire-prone areas where regular insurance can't be obtained and you have to buy into a statewide or broader regional insurance pool. Federal flood insurance kind of acts like that, but it is separate coverage. It does not come with your main homeowner's policy. Earthquake insurance, also separate. And there are other special riders for sewer backup, building codes that covers for code upgrades. Now, mortgages mandate that you keep insurance. And sometimes if a house is paid off, some seniors or others might feel, I could maybe drop coverage, especially if flood insurance is part of that recommended package or mandated by the mortgage company. In Houston recently, the city and the county had to release water out of a dam flooding areas that the folks should have had flood insurance and they weren't even initially hit with the main disaster. Many of them were seniors who had dropped their flood insurance after their mortgage was paid off because nobody was making them buy it just to save a little money, and they ended up losing their homes. So we're talking about 4 ways to prepare yourself financially for a natural disaster. Here's the next one. Conduct a household inventory. Now, this is important for homeowners and renters. Document what's on the interior, in closets, even in drawers and cabinets, on your phone. Upload it to the cloud. Create maybe a digital file that's physical that you could put in a safety deposit box stored outside of the potential disaster area, certainly outside your home or apartment. And shoot room by room. Narrate it as you go along and get the kids involved. It's a lot of fun and very easy to update as you've remodeled or bought new things. Shoot the whole house, including the roof, the outbuildings, and if you own a boat or a car that might be under special coverage, check that out too. As you're looking at an insurance settlement, you may also be eligible for a tax deduction for a casualty loss. Be aware of that. And maybe FEMA or SBA, that's the Small Business Administration, federal loans or grants. And speaking of that, I would love your comments on what has been your experience about preparing financially for a disaster. Any advice you'd like to share in the comment section would be welcome to our viewers. But if you have the right kind of insurance, you may not have to go to that kind of government assistance. So we're talking about 4 ways to prepare financially for a natural disaster. Use a go box or evacuation box and understand the routes you might take, and maybe even set up a family communications plan. We did that at our house, where a special secret word was given to the kids of school age so they knew if another family member or person of authority said that, they knew it was a message from us. But this is where it's a natural disaster, a commercial risk area, or some person-made disaster. In that go box have photos, flash drives if you need it, CDs, documents, copies of financial, personal, medical records, contact information for family members, employers, and others, cash, part of your emergency fund, a phone, maybe even backup power, charging equipment and accessories, radios, flashlights, security items like keys, garage openers, and medicine and prescriptions. We have it all listed here digitally for you. And first aid. In some cases, you may need to bring along water, food, blankets, if it's a winter snowstorm issue, IDs, and even safe deposit box keys. Have copies of your credit cards. This is so easy to do out of a wallet and purse. Just take the fronts of the credit cards, place them on the glass, shoot one copy, flip them over. You then have the contact information and the CID numbers on the back, and you're all set to go, because you may lose them and need to get in touch with those creditors. Maybe the most recent tax return might be in there. A lot of this, of course, can be uploaded to the cloud, which is fine, but you may need it physically because those power and digital networks could be out. Other emergency contacts, a list of financial institutions, creditors, advisors, medical experts and personnel, and extended family. And again, that could be loaded in the cloud. If you have special heirlooms, paintings, other things, very special items, and it's a time of year where hurricanes or floods are possible, you may want to store some of those in areas outside the vulnerable area. And it could be with even other family members, and that may be a seasonal type thing. So you pre-evacuate those that are harder to move around and may be more valuable to you. So stay with us for just a few seconds. I'm going to give you a key 4th point that you've got to know today. Be sure to hit that subscribe and like button, and don't forget to share this with other family members and friends. This is a really important area of disaster preparedness. So my 4th point is mitigation. This is a piece of roofing material. This represents the biggest mitigation I've done to my home. My home in Colorado used to have wooden shingles. How dumb is that? But that was the style and almost mandated by the HOA. This is technology developed in the South Pacific just around World War II or shortly thereafter. Stone-coated steel that's interlocking. Hail-proof to 100 miles an hour. More importantly, fireproof. Fire crews will stand on a roof made out of this material and not only defend your house, they will fight the fires in other houses from your roof because they won't fall through like they will with some other materials. Installing this stone-coated steel metal roof made my home safer, dropped my insurance premiums, and gave myself and family great peace of mind. And it ended up setting the example for nearly every other house in the neighborhood. We all now have that extra layer of protection. But mitigation can be as simple as smoke detectors, CO detectors, trimming trees, creating a safe and defensible space around your home, the visibility of house numbers, maybe 2 sets of house numbers, and get recommendations from your local fire department, emergency managers, police, and even in your insurance company. Other examples in earthquake zone include seismic sensors that might cut off the gas automatically. Where's access to water, fire protection, and again, upgrading dangerous or vulnerable materials. This is perfect to enhance your housing maintenance. This is actually more maintenance free and enhance property values. So we've talked a lot about safety and peace of mind and getting involved in what I call a preparedness mindset. And you don't have to be Noah with an ark to actually do this. This is a real wooden ark, and there are dozens of animals inside here. You can think of 9/11, fires, tornadoes, floods, the vulnerabilities you have that you can anticipate and those you can't. You want to be ready in advance. So part of mitigation, if you're in, for example, a hurricane zone, you want those plywood pieces pre-cut to board up large doors and windows that could be vulnerable, and have that in advance, perhaps stored in your garage. Make sure you have the attachment equipment as well, and that your cars are gassed up and you're not waiting in line at Home Depot at the last minute. That is part of mitigation. It can lower the ultimate damage to your home. I think your insurance company is going to be happy, and when you have to bug out and evacuate, you're going to feel a lot better about it. And emergency savings in personal finance is mitigation as well. And make sure you leave room on your credit cards. Don't be having that. You need to pay off your balances. That's what we recommend. But if you still got a little balance, leave a lot of room to add more charges. You're going to probably use those credit cards a lot during an evacuation or even a relocation. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little reminder bell and the like button. That helps build outreach and connection for our YouTube programming that is for others to learn, and it's free and non-commercial. I want to mention another video we have in this series called Act Quickly to Recover Financially from a Natural Disaster. And remember, new episodes of What's Next with Money are posted on Thursdays.